Last year, during the EU referendum, I ran the student component of the Vote Leave campaign. We were very clear what our message was. It was one of internationalism. It was one of open globalism rather than what we considered to be narrow regionalism. But I feel like the two sides of this referendum don't understand one another. We have Remainers who have a stereotyped view of what all 17.5 million people that voted Leave are like. And we have a Leave view of what all the, metropolitan liberal elite are like. And they're both wrong. 17.5 million people, more people than have voted for any party or cause in the history of this country, aren't a homogenous bloc. Everyone's an individual. And everyone had their own individual reasons for voting in the way they did. We've got some polling facts as to what motivated more people than others. Primarily, taking back control of laws was the reason why people voted Leave. That was about 42%. About 30% of people, primarily voted on migration. That's that. It's not a majority. But I feel like there's a relationship between some hardcore Leavers of the movement and some hardcore Remainers. And it's a symbiotic relationship because they both want to paint each other in the same way. The Nigel Farages and Aaron Banks of this world are working with the AC Graylings of the world. They want this vote to be one of narrow, parochial, inward-looking nativism. And it's not. It doesn't have to be. If we come together, if we get involved, if we stand up for what we believe in, we can make Brexit be whatever we want it to be. What is leaving the EU, if not having democracy again in the country? Everything that was mentioned earlier, from beach regulations to any other sort of laws that have been imposed, from Brussels, why can't Westminster do that? If we live in a democratic country, why don't we fight for their causes rather than rely on someone else to impose them for us? But I think what's more important is checking here. How many people voted Remain? Up your hands. How many people voted Leave?
Very good.
So I think I want to explain some of the reasons why I voted Leave. I study international relations. Hey! So we know about neo-functionalism, we know about the different models of regionalism that go on in this work. I feel like the EU is this 1950s backwards model. It's a customs union. It has vast protectionist tariffs against developing economies in this world. Yeah, it has freedom of movement within the EU, but what about restrictive policies to migrants coming from the Middle East and Africa? It feels like a lot of people characterize what people on the Leave side think. A lot of people characterize what people on the Remain side think. And how do you know what motivated one person to vote in one way and motivated another person to vote in another way? We need to move forward and seize the opportunities. I can see so many opportunities from a new global future. Leaving the customs union and leaving the single market means that we'll be free to make free trade agreements with the developing regions of the world. At the moment, we don't have free trade with America, China, India, Brazil, Australia. We're limiting ourselves and confining ourselves to one narrow region, and it's not good enough. We need to hold Theresa May to account when she says she wants a global Britain. Brexit is that impetus. It is that moment where we can step back and look at ourselves and look at what kind of country we want to be. I know what country I want to be. The data says that 75% of the people in this country believe in free trade. There's so much more that unites people who voted on either side of this referendum than what divides them. A lot of people in this country, a lot of people on Twitter, trying to equate the elections of Donald J. Trump and the Brexit referendum. But But Donald Trump has a 12% approval rating in this country. As far as I know, 12% is a lot less than 52%. The motivations behind leaving a supranational organisation are very, very different from the motivations that have been characterised by some people over the course of the last 9 months. The Leave side, many people within it, are globalists, believe in a global future, believe in a world of reduced tariffs, believe in a world of competitive advantage and growth. And that slightly different economic view, one where you don't compartmentalise the world into regions. You're all from Europe, you must stick in a block. You're all from Southeast Asia, you must stick in a block. I think that's wrong. We need to be integrating with far many more countries around the world than just the ones on our doorstep. It's 2017. Geographical proximity has never mattered less. Why then do we confine ourselves to the countries on our doorstep? We need to use this opportunity. Theresa May has visited more countries in the last 9 months than I think David Cameron did in his whole entire tenure of being Prime Minister. Last month we held a Commonwealth Trade Summit, the first one ever in London. We're re-engaging with parts of the world that we've been neglecting. You know, there's a 40% tariff, a 40% tax on cocoa beans from Africa. There's a higher tax on developed chocolate imposed by the EU because they want the industry to stay within Europe. That's wrong. That means our prices are higher. That means developed nations get a raw deal. The UK is one of the most free trading countries in the world. The people of the United Kingdom believe in low tariffs, in specialisation. Too many countries within the EU have been holding us back from engaging with the rest of the world. And I really want everyone to come out of this experience, these 2 years of what could be considered national renewal, with a much more open, globalist, and free trading future. And the problem is, that might not happen. That might not happen if we in this room tonight sit back and subscribe to Donald Trump and Nigel Farage's view of what Leave voters are. Nigel Farage desperately wants 17.5 million people in this country to believe with him, but let me tell you, they do not. Not every Leave voter subscribes to a UKIP ideology of the world. Nigel Farage wants that to be true. Some die-hard Remainers want that to be true. It simply is not. If it was true, UKIP would have got far more than 1 seat at the last general election. The people of this country are open and tolerant and inclusive. If you look at attitudes to migration across Europe, Britain is consistently one of the top 3 most welcoming countries in Europe. Far more welcoming than many other regions of the world as well. If you look at the British Social Attitudes Survey, the peak of concern about migration wasn't 2016, it was 2013. People are more positive towards migration now than they were before the referendum. These are facts that don't get through to a lot of people a lot of the time. A lot of the time the media agenda is hijacked by people like Donald Trump and Nigel Farage on one side, and people like AC Graney on the other side, who desperately want all Leavers to be narrow-minded, parochial, backwards kippers. People from all parties and none voted Leave. People from all parties and none voted Remain. On the Remain side, you had Goldman Sachs bankers working side by side with Green Party activists. On the Leave side, you had the trade unionist and socialist coalition working alongside free marketeer groups like the Institute of Economic Affairs. Both sides of this debate span all types of people. And until we realise that, we're not going to be able to move forward as a country. I want everyone in this room to, when you're walking down the street, when you're standing in a room, anyone next to you, anyone opposite you, anyone beside you, could have voted anyway in that referendum. They could be right-wing or left-wing or no-wing. They could be young or old. They could be from the north, from the south. People all over the country voted in all different ways. But we're all living in the same country now. We're not going to be able to move forward as a people unless we just learn to get over it a bit. Learn to see some of the new opportunities, the new horizons that we can reach. Hey, leaving the common external tariff and the common agricultural policy will mean food could be cheaper if we're trading at world prices rather than artificially inflated EU prices. There are so many opportunities that will come from embracing a more global future. And I think that if everyone wants a better Brexit, if we sit back and just say, no, this can't happen, the people who dictate the terms of the Brexit are the people on the hard leave side. Everyone needs to stand up and be counted. Everyone needs to accept the result of the referendum, because only then can our voices be heard in the shaping of it. If we want to stand up for a tolerant, inclusive, liberal, open-minded, free-trading Britain in the next 10 years as well as the last 10, we need to get involved in this process and we need to accept the referendum.